Feels good to be home again. I think that everyone is waiting just beyond the door. Friends, family, whom we had shared so much. Help me, but the older I get, the more cynical I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. What is this? A song? The Warring Triad. What the heck is the Warring Triad? It would be alike for the coming of a second calamity. Huh? Through entities from the power light chain, you're finding usually ciphering the ability to lighting devices. Sephiroth? Okay, as I warned you, Sephiroth poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming and mind drifts previously close to consciousness. Our fellow Sons will be joining us online, accompanied by the United Town usual who must go. Let us continue inside, alright? You've not been waiting long, I trust. You're eager to lend whatever cooperation you may need. I'm the only one other than Mikate-san. You must be Archon Y'shtola. And your diminutive companion is Mistress Trilly of the students of Aldesion, correct? Perhaps there has been some mistake. I assume it was for my knowledge and not my stature that you requested my assistance. I'm the mystic of mine. Apologies if I have given an offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceed directly to the matter of our objective. It is the Archon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad. Otherwise known by the historians of Alax as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity of tribe and true light being native to FFXIV. He was subdued by the alien empire after a lengthy war. To his defeat, he was imprisoned, used as a source of power. Even now, Sephiroth, it neither truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream while his body's energies are harnessed by Alak's technology. The explanation of his failure to dispatch into Aether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bite him, but to continuously regenerate his corporal form, meaning it will be all but impossible to banish him. It seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. Most sensitive assessment, Mr. Brewer. While I was aware of the idea of providing you with uncanny insight, I did not expect you to record my strategy quite briefly. Interesting. If only my gift offered such detailed analysis. Which is to say, it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much about the trials of imprisonment as I could. Okay. Sounds good. Time I had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there. I've seen access restriction to Triad control. The medicine curriculum is so comprehensive. When you locate the controls of Zephyr, I shall gladly leave their operation to you. Looking at controls, how my words were unclear. Only those blessed with Echo may safely enter the facility. Your concern and my sanity is touching and necessary. Just suffice to say, I'm in no danger of falling under the Aecon's sway. Warning, verification detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering a restricted airspace, securing systems, engaging intruders. The Garlands, come here, NJ. We must keep the Imperials occupied. We too should be on our way. Gods, I would be lying if I said I wasn't terrified. According to the history, Sephiroth was immense on both sides and strong, mighty enough to rout even impeccable armies of the Elegants. I'll do my best not to wake up the Aecon too much. And Raphael always used to say, get them up and get them moving while their brains are still dead. Oh, it's a trial. Containment Bay, okay.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
Well, that was easier than it looks. Yeah, it was a pretty intense battle. I hear it tried and true. If only I had possessed its strength. Strata disagree. Icon eliminated. Oh, if only could have seen it. Heroes gave Zephyr the mutter of all rude awakenings. And your distraction was perfect. We encounter not a single Imperial soldier, Yes, understood. Let's swap tails at the Rising Stone then. When I popped to control the chamber, we discovered a number of dormant trolls. It would seem the machines that preserve their forms also hold them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them summoning their deity anew. In short, our work here is done. For the present, at least, let's go home and shall we? Senses are sharp, young one. Emergla Van Hydrus, legatus of the 6th Legion. Seeing that a damned woman and her accomplice have led me a merry dance. Tradicus of this infernal island of Ephesus. To take them, I pursued them. I shall withdraw for now, my lesson learned. Yeah, you realize that we're too strong for you, right? I doubt it. You Garlands never learn. You convet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control, which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summoned them. I have no interest in crossing blades of children. Live, grow strong, so mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. Did something happen? Oh, I mistook a shadow for a man. What are you hiding behind that mask of yours? A longing for hope, an appetite for power, a lingering sense of regret? And I do desire to test your strength against a certain hero. Is that what your gifts tells you? No, those are just wild guesses, but I wonder if some of my few words didn't strike close to a mark. may have more than a few. Get easy, Ukulele. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, regardless of language, that which a fellow being would have me know. You need not master your heart as you do your countenance. That was my performance then. Ruse to uncover my true nature. I see I shall have to keep my wits about me. Speak to Uku at the Rising Stone. Let's go. Oops. Click on the new Kalahai. Who the heck are you? Be able to strike down this so great foe. You must tell me more of the experience. Okay. With that shine surprising skill at arms, we do now take our first steps in ridding the star of the Warring Triads. In such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed unto us by the vainglory of Alag. Know, however, that 2 icons which remain are thought equal in might to Zephyroth, and may yet exceed him. Here thou proceed. I would counsel thee to marshal thy strength, and give careful thought to thy preparation. Assuming the garlands afford us a luxury of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate the primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. This Blaine, your master, found in you a willing student. Tell me, what is it he who taught you elegant technology, potential for calamity, or are those your own words? It was but a figure of speech, nothing more. But when we last met, I thought I could caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask. It would seem your defenses are firmly back in place. Must you persist with this infuriating veil of secrecy? I for one would very much like to know who this master of yours is, among the other things. As long as our purpose is aligned, what matter manipulation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask our idle curiosity. If we are the finest comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. On which note, I should apologize for earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of an enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof all the time, much as you might wish to be. Oh, we had best top you off. Do send word if there are any further developments. I'm bien in now, am I? Some records known outside of track control, the node system will analyze the various aspects of conflict and create them for you, which you can train. Consider it a sort of mock battle. Alright. This is a mock battle. Alright, interesting. Fated Star. Declared occupied to the threat of the Sixth Legion. Trouble Ward Light. The Sixth Legion will not soon surrender its pursuit of elegant technology. While it is true that the 6th suffered heavy loss in attempting to breach Azellah defenses, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Excuse the interruption, but a call to the Slinger can only come from one of our fellow sons. Archon Estrella, what news? And you are quite certain they have broken through? Yes, of course, we shall leave immediately. It seemed the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Guardians have succeeded in dispelling the barrier Ranger placed upon the entrance to the research facility. Must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control primal entities. Archon Estrella requests that we assemble at the same scene of this intrusion. Pray depart us at once. I will join you when I have more information. And there's this one here too. Unul Kalhai. Colleagues should be here now. We were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. In regard to Garland's sleeping noise, I dare not think the consequences. When Estrella set forth to Azellah when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he has yet to find his prize. Weaving a word of singular potency. Interesting. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the core laboratories already. Closely guarded teachings of this Archmage Charlemagne, not was left to chance now. We all know that the children of Garlemon have no talent for arcane manipulation. That it is, Jeremiah, but it's a mystery for another day. Archon Estrella has the right of it. Before all this, we must move to safeguard the knowledge of which enabled the Elegons to harness primal energies. I know of one such formula. Came you by this information from your master, perchance? You could furnish me for that morsel, yes, and knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks enables us to predict its position. Do you not see? We have been gifted the perfect opportunity to move the head of an entire legion. I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Kalhai. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying Legatuses. Pretty simple enough like my own, yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, Ranger? Ranger? Now forgive me, my thoughts were bound to up in I don't imagine it. Answer to that question, Riley. I am content to be led by thee in this matter. There you go. On matter of the barrier? I do verily, it was a warning spell of Labyrinthine intricacy. The grandchild of the head of the Sudun the Badilson himself. Maybe the most learned Archon would offer some several moves to dismantle such an enhancements. To do so in mere bells would require some upward natural power akin to the very echo itself.
In the name of the Emperor!
You're gonna protect me, Yashtola? After the Legatus. Oh, they still come. Press on, I will handle this. Are we gonna win this? Even in the moment of my triumph to persist in your misguided crusade. So be it, I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. Ooh, that sounds scary. Grand Hydras, alright? Speed them up. Speed them up! Oh, lost turrets too? Okay.
enough!
Dead now? No time. Yes. The tumulus is unbreached then. It's unbreached. How did you know? What? Oh, okay, Crilly is here. Perfect. I just need to beat this guy up. Crilly. My wounds will not slow my blade should you seek to bar my path. And you would slay me, no doubt. It will be your final act. When madness afflicts yours and fools, the Emperor but desires a means to shackle the Aecon's destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation? It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your purse seeks to contain would be as kindling waiting for a spark. Forget not the White Raven, Legatus, like thee. He presumed to wield the power of Alak, and invited the calamity in so doing. The star's fate is too important to be decided by one man, warmongering savage least of all. Have care, boy, you speak of my Emperor. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. And he ran away. Oh well, I appear not to be dead. Ah. Are you okay, Crilly? Crilly? I may have cracked a rib or two. I'll be fine, honestly. Oh, foes gave no quarter. Had Unal Kai Hei stinted his defensively, thou mayst be certain thy hurts would be far worse. I could do no less. Mistress Crilly is here at my behest, after all. The secrets of Alag are safe for the present, though it is doubtful the Legatus will return to Galamond till the prize he covets lies in his grasp. Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Krill and I will place additional seals. Unalkahe? I appreciate you staying on my side, thank you. It was not. Oh please, it was a good deal more than that. You know it. Now let me help you. Thanks you for saving. The customary response is, you're welcome. You're welcome. Ah, UNJ. Are the new wards already in place? My colleagues yet toil upon their enhancements. I come unto thee in secret, that I might question thee outside their hearing. You want to question me? I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magicraft. He who invited an imperial legatus into this facility in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the warrior of light. You accuse me of masterminding this day's events. The plan may have been my master's. But the deed was thine. That distiller? Okay, yeah, that's probably a trap. No unintended merit displayed to me that thy seeming opportunism in proposing his emanation was feigned, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first. And you have proof of this? Thine own words betrayed thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Crilly was ignorant. Whence then did the legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. None save unpossessed of an otherworldly gift could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such? Assuming this is accusations have merit, what then? Full many times have tough the pursuit of truth led man down darkened path. I take no issue with thy purpose, just but thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have a common foe. I stand to share thy intentions with Pat, or Crilly, just like we would have closed the trap with less risk to life and more success. I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of the Yalag as bait. Who among you would agree to such reckless plan? None, and with good cause, irrespective to more misenticed duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that in matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so pridest thyself in conspicuous by absence. Know that the salvation of the star is an end too vast for anyone to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust in thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune. Indeed. My sincerest apologies, but yes, Ranger is correct in suspicion. It was I who orchestrated this encounter of the Empire. I would ask thou forgive Unul Kalhave his transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Crilly. It would be a pity for one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie. There you are, you rotten idler. When you shall realize we were struggling with the warriors alone, she was absolutely livid. Well, never mind the Warring Triad. I have awoken Archon Ystola's tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once here and atone for mine indolence. Come, Medios, it is time we return to the Rising Stone. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent on our council. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something more of myself with you. As Regirangi suggested, I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for the self-same purpose, the salvation of the star, and nothing more. It was a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. What I am about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Orosite to contain the power of primals. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection. This propensity to bleed primal energies, and with each victory the heroes changed, transforming at least into fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable in their hunger for Aether, they ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing less. Just as Uranji so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. Know that my master, too, cares deeply about the fate of the star. I am his servant and his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Balance to Onukali has urgent news to share on the current state of the Warring Triad. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we must needs to move forward with our plan. Another pillar of Warring Triad must be toppled. Question of which is as already answered. Following our encounter with Legatus Archon, we informed her simply as the goddess. In former times, just reading can mean one thing. Post-awakening. Let us go to Esala. Alright, let's go. It's gonna be another raid boss. Back to the flagship. Alright, let's go. Get a bit of first rage all the way to our colleagues here. Seventh Legion have returned. What is this? Rarely is my his shield dust tested, it would seem Allegan have not been lax in their recruitment. Who are you? Who are they? Seal your tongues, we have stalled them long enough. With scales in hand, the goddess shall rise, and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with her wonderful working in her side, might judge and hence bring balance unto all. Hear my words in despair, Allegans. Our goddess is awoken. Her civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing. Just while that you are here, I should like to know that our assailants were saying you understood their words, did you not? It was a Mericidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, that one which bears scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist meaning, I do gladly defer to those blessed with the echo. The one with the shield seemed to think we were Allegans. He was defied that we sounded like a verse of prophecy, then claimed that their goddess is awoken. Is that about right? We assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple. From their tongue, their words, and their attire, it is like that our antagonists were Mericidian thralls to the goddess Sophia and victims of the Allegan incursions. If, as Crilly Clemens, they taught us agents of Allag, it's little wonder they sought to bring us low. You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment. Then we have no choice but to accept word of her awakening as truth. Gods help us, the Warring Triads have proven formidable enough when we've roused them with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free at the peak of her power, her fans won't stand a chance. Let us be about it. Pettius Grilly, the two of you will make directly for Sophia's containment facility. Rinja and I will do what we can to occupy the Aecon's thrall. Mistress Curly, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? I believe it was, with scales in hands, the goddess shall rise and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she with her warmful wormkin at her side might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Containment Bay PT6. Alright. History tells a Mercidian nation comprised of multitude races, the foundation of which we built. goddess, as she was simply known amongst herself. Started then. Let's go. Let's do this.
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
Yes.
The unenlightened come. To death.
Yeah. I wasn't fast enough, was I?
Scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls.
What is this? It's a balance thing.
Can you bring equilibrium? I shall take back the balance. Sin must be balanced with suffering.
Be the bearer of my wisdom.
Oh, come on. No. She's 0.9, come on. Can you do a res?
My revelation.
Okay, good. Perfect. At least we killed her at 0.9. I was saying, like, come on, she just pushed us off. Just pushed us off the platform, like, boom. I see, the goddess is no more. Well done. Once Krilly and Nuna and Kelly have rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing yet puzzles me, however. How did Sophia's servant come to wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer to that. We discovered the remains of a Garlean soldier in a distant sector of the containment facility. The site that the fool ventured too close to Sophia during the Empire's previous incursion was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any were needed as to the inexorable threat posed by these beings, the goddess would not even have been conscious when she claimed the man's will, and yet his mistakes granted her the means to release her servants. It would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene. I do much wonder what that the Aecon's pawn was capable so effectively of manipulating the facility's containment systems. How came he by such rarefied knowledge? That too is easily explained. During our investigation, you clearly discovered a simple flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check. A flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era, when the peoples of Mericidia faced extinction at the hands of the Allian Empire. Sophia, a being of incorporeal cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with a rebel faction within Allag, who we believe agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia, and then the goddess had her thralls chance to be captured, and we suspect that this had always been their plan. Indeed, a prison was situated at the heart of Allag, and we think they intend to attack the city from within. They would merely have had to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators dealing with the Mericidia were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems that the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end. The days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop and subsequently our Garleans. I cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their scheme been successful. Perhaps the answer lies with the prophecy? clearly had the right of it. Its words may be sapphire dust. The cursed pal speaketh of Sophia's prison, from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour, the Worm King. Meanwhile, can be one other than great Bahamut himself, than yet a prisoner whom the goddess did intend to unleash upon Alak to set right the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan. Had it come to fruition, the two of them would surely have raised the realm. None would have been spared the devastation, the Mercidians' homeland included. Their home already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Alak. The tale teaches us that each of the greatest man's creations may yet brought low by a single act of treachery. The Elegans were fools to place their trust in technological blunt shackles, such beings, but to delay the inevitable, not save their local destruction, shall free us from their menace. Let us return now to the Rising Stones, and there consider the final step of this most needful task. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you manage, UNJ, and one not limited to Akon themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. The XIV stasis chamber supports the symbol results in subject termination and enter an identification code to continue. Accepted. Subjects terminated. It's not a War of Light. Archon Yushtola mentioned that there was a matter she wished to discuss. Well, man, Pedios, well, forgive me if I seem curt, but I would settle an account with our young friend. While conducting the final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all of her remaining trolls had perished in their status chamber. This was your doing. I chose to act upon knowledge revealed within the tombstone recovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. We were not simply observing the Icons and siphoning away their energies. They were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you'll recall, both Fiend and Goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for their successful construction of an artificial celestial body. You speak of Delamund. Aye, the Akon cages are unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities, which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess' slumbering trolls. The distasteful task unbefitting one such as the War of Light. Thus I did resolve to perform the deed myself. You have made your case, and it is apparent that we were not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of Heather is presumptuous in the extreme. When the Word of Light chose to join the Science, she did so in the knowledge that she would be required to face and destroy not only the primals, but also their fanatical servants. That which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every Scion is sworn to shoulder. I see, it would seem to misjudge the depths of your resolve. No matter, assuming I have made myself understood, we need not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject which merits discussion. You had determined that Sophia's trolls were awoken by a Garland soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that an interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents within Empire claim the 6th Legion is rife with agents under orders to thwart the Legatus mission by any means necessary. Thus you imagine that we have allies in Garlemald. I should clarify that their motive is wholly uncharitable. Regula Van Hydrus rose to the top of the Garland military merit alone, and is firstly loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose through the favor of the established order, would accordingly do anything to see him fail. That they would be so reckless, you truly believe that the action of these agents contributed to the recent crisis? Aye, and that they pose no less a risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do all in our power to prevent the technologies of Allag from falling into their hands. On that point, at least we have ever been in complete agreement. The extreme version of the fight? Okay, so that's just the extreme version. Thank you, but I'm not gonna do the extreme version. I'm not gonna do the extreme version, sorry. I'm not doing the extreme version. Greeting, Warrior, but one pillar of the Warring Triad remains, Servan, the Aecon known as the Demon. According to the histories I have uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mercidian beastmen. These creatures are key to maintaining Zervan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such trolls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow Saiyans have already begun an exhaustive search, but there are several sectors which only you, Cridley, and I can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Estelad forthwith and aid your investigation. That is, it's good that we caught you. The facility has been swarmed by Imperial troops. My understanding is that we judge them soldiers as 6th once more to Regulus stretched forth his hand to seize the verdant fruits of Allag. Once more have our meticulous wards been swept aside like so many cobwebs. The meddlesome wards are destroyed from within by pulsating energies of an Aecon. Nay, put your weapons and listen. The followers of Servant have awakened in their toil to rouse their master. The demon's worshippers yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of their rituals have been more widespread than we thought? They shared a common enemy. It's not unthinkable that they would seek to free all of those that the Allag had imprisoned. Yes, the cage doors are open, and whilst you stand here quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers are inside the facility, risking their lives and their sanity. They have volunteered to face death to prevent Zervan servants from waking him in the fullest of powers. Now, assuming you have at least understood the gravity of the situation, it is time that I rejoin them. But you cannot hope to succeed. The Aecon will enslave the minds of any who draw near. Thus did I seek out those with power to resist his influence. Aid us, and mayhap my man will not perish in vain. You propose an alliance? I have delved into depths of this place, found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. To twice have you bested me in combat. Will you not lend me that strength and stand against our mutual foe? I was opposing your reckless schemes that his cell was lost to us. You expect us to simply forgive and forget all that has come before. I expect you to put aside our emotions and use your better judgments, but of course I am dealing with savages. I will not stand here and justify the death of the Ice Maiden. We pursued our ideals, and you pursued yours. Such was the result, and mayhap you might consider another point. In these endless clashes we have all lost comrades dear to us, yet I choose to put aside past grievances to beg your champion's aid to appeal to your reason. Thou art willing to build a bridge of common purpose upon such tremulous foundations. I too am hesitant to accept this arrangement. Arconia Shrota, but the offer has been made to the Warrior of Light, and this is her involvement which shall ultimately sway its outcome. I shall abide by the Pedios' decision. Zervan must be stopped. Then for better or worse, we shall fight at your side. Mistress Krill and I are also resistance to Karlophos. We shall aid you where we can. Then let us be on our way. So we're gonna have to have an alliance with the Empire. Nice. Our companions have already passed through the research with thee. We should not lag behind. I thought it was going to be a raid or a dungeon. Is this another cutscene? Yeah, it's another cutscene. The demon stairs. Like a sucking babe, feeding upon the Aether, siphon unto him by his trolls. We must need deprive him of his sustenance. Then we destroy those devices. It's kind of funny that we have a legatus of the Garlean Empire helping us now. It's like, what? Hold, witness your soldiers. They have turned one against each other. Even half awake, Zervan corrupts and converts those who enter his aura. The three of us then, Pedios, we rush in together and each disable a generator. We cannot give them the chance to rally a defense. There are 4 mechanisms by my count. If I can avoid the Icon's miasma, my blade will make short work of the last one. We all of us have pledged our lives to. Keep your lives. I would rather you tend to my fallen. Some may yet survive with their minds intact. I know not if my strength will be enough. I am no champion. The battlefield is no place for insanity, boy. Fate has blessed you with a unique talent and an occasion to use it. Do not waste such a gift. We strike. Oh, this guy is badass. Van Hydrus is badass. Zervan is... I'm not calling high. okay, he's dead. He slumbers once more. You saved me, why? I told you, boy, your gift is too precious to waste. A gift the Emperor may one day have need of in his war upon these untamable icons. Emperor Varus, he raised me up from the ranks, stood against my detractors. I'd gladly give my life in his service. You must finish this. Slay these leeches upon our star. Kill them all. Kill Zervin. I mean, this is the time where I'm like, there's people in the Empire that are good, and some people in the Empire that are bad. They just happen to be born in a different country. Yeah, well, rest in peace, Van Hydrus. We must needs withdraw. Prepare our assault. At the cost of his very life, the Legatus has prized open for us a window of opportunity. We will forever remember you, Van Hydrus. Your heroic deeds will be remembered. He's dead. Had I only been stronger. Enough of that. It'll be time for regrets after we've rid the world of Zervin. Curly has the right of it. The demon has fallen back into a torpor for now, but we must act swiftly if Regulus' death is to have meaning. The survivors speak of an army of trolls loose in the facility, and we must assume that these followers continue the effort to awaken the Aegon. Let us then concentrate on diverting them from their task. Really, Master Unicalia, please secure the controls of Zervin's shackles. Arcana Shulta and I shall forge ahead and strike down those trolls as would seek to harry you. Glory of Light, thine is, as ever, the most perilous duty. Gather to thee thy trusted companions and extinguish from this realm the fires of the demon. Alright then, let's do this shit. Trance, let's go. Hold on, you guys are looking over your commander? When I volunteered for this mission, it was in the knowledge that my death would serve a greater purpose. We fell too quickly, way too quickly. We will bear the Lectus remains back to Garlemald. His favored blade was shattered, but may your own weapon claim vengeance in its stead. The last pillar of Warring Triad is set to fall. Let's see to this end. The Legatus spoke truly. The trick of battle is no place to question oneself, and I will accept any forthcoming duty with certitude or not at all. Let's do this.
There's been enough sacrifice for one day. We must take the chance we've been given and defeat Zurban now.
Good and evil, the war eternal. My doubt is dead. Above all, bear witness to my will.
What is this?
Bow to my infallible judgment.
What is this? Now we're all frozen. What is this? Heal.
Suffer in endless torment.
This is a wipe, I guess.
I shall rise above all. Bear witness to my will.
Oh, these are not good.
Bow to my infallible judgment.
I don't think this was something we could do. We just have to heal up quickly.
Suffer in endless torment.
Just needed to do the mechanic work. That was all. Do-do-do-do. Incredible as always, Bedios. Hopefully that will be our last world disease of the Lysoservan. Every one of its trial has been slain as far as we can determine. Our victory over the Warring Triad is complete. An impossible feat, and we not been blessed with your cooperation. Let us not forget the efforts of Regula Van Hydras and his men. Without their noble sacrifice, the demon would have awoken far sooner and possessed far more formidable energies. The bodies of the fallen now accompany the survivors on their return journey to Garlemald. It is known that the Imperials recognize no god, yet they would honor the dead in their own fashion. And when the next we meet, our fleeting alliance will surely be forgotten. 'Twas an interesting exchange nonetheless. They spoke of their present ruler as a man who values self-sufficiency. Varys befriended Regula in their youth, it seems, and was highly impressed by his martial prowess. This common knowledge that Regula rise to Legatus was in great part advocated by the Emperor himself. Regula freely admitted his shortcomings when it came to politics. It was Varys' individual support that served to win his undying fealty. One does not expect such tales of comradeship to lurk beneath the Empire's iron exterior. Contrary to all expectations, the man died a hero. Witnessing the way you all leapt into danger without hesitation, it would seem I am surrounded by heroes. And yet my own actions were not but heroic. I have not the qualities nor the character to stand at the Warrior of Light's side. What a curious thing to say. Are you truly concerned that you do not measure up to some arbitrary requirement? If you knew the path I walked to reach this place, then you would understand why I would doubt myself so. Return with me to the Rising Stone, and I shall tell you of it. Look. Alright, fair enough. Oh yeah, we gotta go back to talk to him. With your victory over Zervin, the Warring Triad is finally defeated. I am afraid, however, that mine own efforts have often been more hindrance than help. And you and your fellow son deserve to hear the reasons behind my actions. I promise to tell you of my journey, of who I am and where I'm from. The truth is, I am not of this world. I was born of a different star, a child whose power of the echo was too feeble to save his dying world. A child who, unlike you, never became a warrior of light. When all I knew stood on the brink of destruction, I was yet half-grown. Had I been born but a handful of years earlier, history may have written a different tale. The seeds of other heroes that had yet to fully sprout may not have withered and perished. The star I failed to save is known to you as the Void. Though Panios knew not that I spoke of my homeland, I have explained to her before the cause of its ruin. Her magic was devised to contain a defeated primal's might within a stone known as Aurosite, and the energies which bled from this imperfect vessel gradually corrupted the champions who wielded it. These heroes became slaves to an insatiable hunger for Aether, eventually transforming into hideous fiends, and one who clung to their faith. The faint traces of light were strong enough to oppose them. The demons next turned upon each other in a war which drained the land's Aether in ever greater amounts, until one day the star was suddenly swallowed in the flood of darkness, an entire world unmade in an instant.
The void scent you encounter here in this realm are the twisted remnants of once mortal beings who gnaw on what motes of life force remain. And as I lay dying, beaten and broken, my failed last stand was my present master, who found my tormented spirit and bore me away to the rift betwixt worlds. It was he who first introduced me to Iranjay. At my mentor's feet did I learn of the nature of reality, of the existence of mirrored worlds, and the eternal struggle between dark and light. Sudden, overwhelming superiority for either side will shatter the balance, and the world in question will be returned to the void by a calamity beyond imagining. As the self-appointed custodian of this balance, my master warned me the source, the first of all worlds, slips perilously close to oblivion. In what spirit did this master proffer such a warning? A benevolent trickster or veiled threat? To those questions and more do I mean to coax with forth answers, yet no matter his intention. That Highland doth teeter on a knife's edge in an undoubled truth. Knowing this, what choice was given you to make? I chose to join my masters and act as instrument on this star. The treasure that befell my home cannot be repeated. I will see this world saved. And yet I hesitated at the most crucial moments. What right have I to stand alongside a true warrior of light? In thine own words, thou wert called before thy time, and I offer that thou dwellst overmuch on the question of what makes a hero. The search for the answer leaves thee paralyzed by doubt. Heed me, master, you call I. Thou needest not believe thyself a hero to perform great deeds. 'Tis the deed itself which earns the hero's mantle. Aye, the ideals you hold can be less important than having the faith to act upon them. Burgula's loyalty to the Empire guided his actions until the last, and though we did not see eye to eye on many things, his final deeds can be called not less than heroic. Personally, I find that faith in my companions allow me to act unhindered by uncertainty. I know that I should never falter, Peos, and the others will be there to support me, or steer me back onto the right path if needed. I see. In the days leading up to my world's destruction, I was entirely alone. I never knew what it was to have such comrades. I cannot imagine the loneliness you must have felt, but look around you. You're not alone anymore. Welcome to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I will fulfill my promise to save this world, and when I stumble, I shall be glad to have your hands there to steady me. My apologies, this is difficult for me. For so long have I spoken from behind a mask. We should all feel comfortable speaking without such concealments. I should hope you appreciate the irony of that statement, Yuranji. this is the hard mode version. So we're done with an Ilkay then. His Warring Triads. That's the hard mode version. Alright. Speaking of Scions, let's go talk to the rest of the Scions. See what they what's going on. What's up, Ari Boulder? Oh, what in the somehow drove your little brother come to Wardona? Why, you brother? For 1,000 days I trained that I might grow strong as you. Yet know that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me you trained with Hanish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves and kept and drunk deep in the souls of mine enemies. Secrets to oneself ships hold to secure safe passage for far land. This is a tale we do know all too well. When they are all laid well wested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there is no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer at least, though I am happy to oblige you. My legs are rather less accommodating. Well, let's talk to Ergresimus. Oh, we would do with more than that around our fellow Runians, with stalwart companions. Bringer brings a bloody tear to my eye. Hello, fellowmen. Hellion, it fills my heart to joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higri? She's well, true aboard on a mission at present. Just wasn't the same without you. We'll come back, my lady. Then we'll talk to Cactuar. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. It was the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papim Limo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Ooh, can I get a cookie? Oh, cookie, give me a cookie. I got a cookie. Hello, Alphino. Alphino is eager to return to search for Minfilia. What's that? A frog? Tancred and Creeley contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray in Castrum Meridian bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them and Ystrola in Indalshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Yeah, let's try to find Minfilia, that's a good idea. So, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we will try to find out where the heck Minfilia is. So see ya guys next time.